Yeah, but that's what editing is for, right?
It is. Very valuable thing. And so we are here for the second session of the High Vibe channeling on Thursdays. And obviously, somebody's been talking to Ray for a little while.
Somebody's always talking to Ray. And I'm just going to see how this goes. I'm just going to bring in the future Pleiadians and see what they have to say. They've been extremely helpful with the children's book and in bringing through other things and other entities or energies. So, and they're always ready. So let's see what they have to say. And lovely humans, it is nice that we had an opening act and a profound intermission of exploration, of being of assistance to each other. And that is what we bring to you, is to be of assistance to you in helping to guide you in ways, in lessons, in questioning, in realizing things which will lead you to other pathways or to different aspects of yourself which you wish to explore. Now, we are not going to go into a meditation or anything of that nature, but we did wish to stop by and congratulate you all on your continuing missions of being more than you were before, and in aiding in the overall mission which you came here for, which is to raise the vibration of the planet and all on it. And if you keep that mission at your forefront, and you know that everything you do contributes to that, that will help guide you in a more productive way. It will help streamline what you do if you frame it within that looking glass, we will say. How does this affect the planet? How does this affect my vibration so that I may help others vibrate higher? That I may awaken a more loving outlook, a positive energy within them, which shall then do the same for others, which I am doing for them. And if something does not make you happy, stop doing it. Find something else which does. Because if you think about it in terms of the overall mission, then you know that positivity and the higher vibration is the key to knowing that you are on that path. And if it is something which is worrying you, then do something which you enjoy. If you keep hitting your thumb while you're trying to get the nail in, then hire somebody else to do your carpentry work and do something else which you enjoy. That is a key for you. If you keep getting hurt doing the same things and you're not getting any progress, I mean, it's like trying to ride a bike and yet you want to do so and you want to tie your shoe at the same time. And you're like, I know I can do this. I've tied my shoe. I've ride my bike. I know I can do both of these at the same time. But sometimes you're setting yourself up with your expectations to crash or perhaps getting your shoe stuck in your spokes or something like that. It is a different challenge. So if it is not enjoyable for you, quit doing it. And that sounds simple because it is. It is. You just have to change your patterns of behavior, which is not so simple for you. But that is what you have created. Those are the knots that you have tied, so you can untie them and string them in something that's a little bit more cooperative and aligned with the desires which you do prefer. And you can apply that to anything in your life. Anything. It is all about enjoyment. It is all about vibration from this point out, because that is where you get to have those conversations with your dearly departeds in spirit. That is where you get to have your personal contact events with extraterrestrial beings who are waiting lovingly to connect with you. That is where the gist of your fulfillment is headed. That is why you came. And that is the flow that Mr. Luis was discussing earlier. And that was our little soliloquy. And if you have a question or two, we will entertain them.
Christiana, Christina. Yeah.
Greetings to you.
And to you. And thanks for staying up.
My pleasure. Um, you know, I am about to go on a trip to my hometown in this incarnation. And I was checking the weather and I saw that there were great floods. So the water has done a lot of cleaning, it seems, over there. I was wondering if you could comment on that. And maybe also any comments on the purpose of this specific trip that came with synchronicities?
In and on your world at this time, people are in the locations to experience the challenges which they have brought forth. That is a double-edged sword, we will say, because in some ways it is complete destruction and restarting of all they have known. In other ways, it is the building and the heartful connections of moving forward from those depths into a more enjoyable life and connecting with people who they otherwise would not have met. Now, there are many, 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 many lessons which are unfolding within those. There are people who have decided that that is the way that they wish to return to spirit. There are people who will find their sense of purpose because they are faced with challenges and forced to find new employment, new relationships, new excitement, or lives of service. And you cannot know other people's paths. But if you know that you feel that you are on yours, then you know you are going to have challenges. That is why you came. As for your particular trip, there is some hesitancy in you returning to your homeland. We urge you to think on that, because that is a magnet in ways. And if you do not bring that hesitancy to the forefront and examine it, then you may find that it brings itself up to you at an inconvenient time. Now, that is not to say that you will not be safe or that you will not enjoy yourself and learn more about you or your path. But it does mean that that is a point of reflection, a trigger, if you will, to find out why you are hesitant. about that. And we could tell you, but that wouldn't be as much fun.
I have a suspicion, but I will ponder further on that. Thank you.
Anita?
We believe it is more than a suspicion.
Hi. Thank you so much for this co-creation.
We couldn't sleep. Thank you.
So you talked about doing what we enjoy and raising our vibration and thinking about what we do, how it affects the planet. It I try to implement that as much as possible, but in our 3D reality, there are many, many things that I quote unquote need to do, like the laundry and cleaning and cooking and all the work, that I particularly don't enjoy at that moment. Do you have suggestions of how I can get enjoyment, or should I just not do it and do what I enjoy, which is painting?
Those are options.
Yes.
We suggest, since you put so much time and effort into doing something else which you totally adore, which is raising your grandkids, teach them to do those things and pay them.
Oh.
That will teach
That's a
them.
thought.
That will teach them valuable lessons. And it will free you and give you joy to watch them growing.
Yes.
In those ways. And it will also free up some time, not as much as what you would like, because you like to daunt on those children, but it will give you the time to at least start. And you will have that unfinished painting, which will tug at you. And you will find that let those dishes sit. I don't care if there's fuzz on the rug. And you will concentrate more on those things which you do enjoy. Because a lot of those things, like keeping the perfect house, are expectations which you have learned from others. And trust us, the cave people did not sweep up and get all of their pebbles and throw away all of their bones out so they kept an immaculate cave. They did what they enjoyed.
Right.
And if things got a little messy, then things got a little messy. It was only until the last 8 or 9 decades that became something important. When you see the shows on TV and you see the people who are sweeping and they're beating their rugs to get more dust in the boll weevils out or whatever it might be, those are left over from the puritanical eras where everything had to be in its certain place and it had to be nice and tidy. And cleanliness is next to godliness. No, happiness is next to godliness. But obviously, you do not wish to create a health hazard.
Right.
But if it is not harming anyone, you have a choice to make. You can say, should I let it pile up or should I enjoy myself? And then you will say, I'm going to go enjoy myself. And just beg for understanding from all of those who do not approve.
Right.
That is one way. We could always just say, tell them to shut the hell up and do it if they don't like it.
I'll say I was advised to go paint. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And thank you, because that is not a localized situation. And when you do view on doing what's best for the planet, you can keep that local. That is for all of you. You can't say, oh, I'm going to stop people from beating on each other and abusing their rights. I'm going to stop these large companies from dumping wastes into on our waterways. But if you do what you need to do on a localized level, that energy is what is important.
Okay.
And you can do that best. Some people like laundry. Some people like cooking over and over and over. Some people love painting and playing with their children.
Yes. Very true. Thank you.
Christiana.
Hello, me again.
That was a short trip.
I know. But, as I mentioned before, I was watching this news and I thought of a joke. And it's also meant for the usual, which I know that they're listening and they like jokes. So, and I'm very happy that I got this understanding and knowledge about, leaving the third dimension and crossing over, so I can joke about it now. It's a bit of a black humor, but with these floods, a couple of people crossed over. So I'm thinking two people go to heaven and they're like, oh, so they ask them, so how did you go? Due to bad weather. Because that's what they said on the news. These people died due to the bad weather. I thought it was hilarious, so I wanted to share.
You're funny.
And thank you for bringing that joy forth. It benefited us all.
I appreciate the message about the cleanliness and what's important. That's a very good message. And it's very timely for me to have heard this after a couple of months ago. I made the decision things don't need to be tidy anymore. Let
Well,
it be, let it be, let it be.
the channeler has a thought that after his rugs have been vacuumed, that for 3 days he finds himself picking up pieces of lint off of them. And after 3 days, they are merely beings looking for friends. And when it gets too crowded, then he needs to start over again. But sometimes the crowds sure do pile up.
I can understand. Anybody else has a question or a comment? Is there a message for the channeler that you would like to bring forth?
If he has one, he can ask.
Oh, okay, that's right. I forgot. That's a good question. It seems like all of these beings that are coming through the channel, do you guys get together there in the background and, bounce the ball back and forth? What's going on back there?
There is no need to do so, for it is all directed by what he chooses and what he needs and what he attracts. And yes, there is some leeway with that. Because, for instance, the open invitation channeling, all of those energies are still him. They are just different expressions of him in the myriad of lives or realms or timelines or existences or consciousness expressions which he has had. But they may not be that form when they cross over into his mind. They may assume a different representation. That is one of the keys of knowing that you are in this physical realm, that you are experiencing everything through a filter which you have created. You have painted it with all of the colors which you wish to see. You have imbued it with all of the vocalizations or the sounds which you wish it to have. And even your thoughts are colored by the reality you have chosen. For you, in particular humans, you have difficulties understanding things beyond what you can experience. And that is why you came here, to expand that reach. You all in particular. Some have come for other particular soul paths or enlightenment or methods of fulfillment. But all of you wish to know more. That's why you're here. Because you know there is more and you wish to grab more of it. You wish to build upon everything that you have learned so you can learn more. And while that may not be a conscious thought, it is now. But in ways, it will always be something just out of reach. Because you never stop growing. You never stop knowing. You never stop knowing that there is more to know that you wish to know. That is the nature of consciousness. That is the nature of existence, regardless of form.
Thank you. Christiana Anna?
And me again. Speaking of thoughts, I know this will manifest when it is relevant and all this, but I've been having very strongly the vision of, when I look around me here, I'm thinking, oh, this would very nicely fit into a little craft. It is perfect. So I've been having a lot of visions like this lately. Is there anything you can comment on it at all?
Are you enjoying them?
Oh, they're fabulous. I'm adjusting things and adding things, and it's a very fun mind game.
Yes, our thought is to keep doing them.
Hmm.
And you do not have to wait until you physically, geographically get to Greece to experience those. Just having the thought, you can do that. All of your humans can do that. You can say, when I want to feel what I'm going to feel when I'm in this location. For you truly never go anywhere. You just think you do. So if you use that thought and you think you are there, you can take those vacations anytime. You can experience the surf. You can experience the wind. You can experience the seagulls or the street vendors or the mountain guides or the birds. You can do any of that. You are all that powerful. It is just another thought. So you don't have to wait for those lessons. You do not have to wait for those experiences. Now, there are energetic representations which are spread out in your geography, which do affect that. And there are interplays of those energies and the individuals who will also be there, which affect that. But for the messages which are meant for you, that is what we are focused on in that particular answer. And as for those things which you enjoy, we hope that the others will take you up on that suggestion and your example as well.
Thank you.
Kudos to you.
Any other questions?
She of the Gatling gun question is no longer present.
No, she left. Is there any message for the group?
It is the same. As long as you're enjoying these, keep doing them. And if you ever cease to stop enjoying them, then do something else. But you have all come together to be a lively, supportive group of each other and the missions. You all draw energy from these interactions. You are attracted to them, and they are attracted to you. And in ways, this is a calling card for extraterrestrials to come and pay attention to you, to wish to join with you in a more conscious fashion, concrete fashion, because they know that you are the sort, you are vibrating higher than your fellow counterparts on your planet. And we do not mean counterparts in a soul group way, but in those who you share your reality with. And with that, we shall recede. And thank you for asking.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ray.
Oh, I was glad they didn't bring the hybrid children
It would have been quite a day then.
in. Yeah, because
it already was.
I was going to say I'd be up for another hour
Yeah.
or more. I can't go to sleep after they come in. They hype me up too much. Not that that's a bad thing, but I got physical needs too. It's been a lot. It's been an energetic day.
It's been a day, that's for sure.
And now and I still have to go take the dog out if he wants to. He might choose to because after I mean I went to bed at 6:15 last night. I was like, oh, I'm just beat. I said, I might wake up in a
AM
couple
or PM?
hours. PM.
Okay.
And then I woke up about a little before 4:30. And it took me a little bit to get to sleep, but not more than 15 minutes or so. And I'm like, oh, that's 9 hours plus. And then, like I said, I was hyped. I was telling Louise earlier that, hey, I was really shocked because almost every time I go to channel, I don't get enough sleep because they apparently like me tired. And I was like, oh, I got all kinds of energy. And then we did that channeling session today, and the Yahyel energy just wore me out. It was different. And the being was different. They were very direct. And they weren't used, I got the impression they were chosen because I didn't get the impression that they were going to be planet side at all. They were happy where they were at on their ship, so they really didn't have a need for speaking in English or giving me that message in that way so that they could come through. But they did it because it flowed. And like I was telling Luis, but their mind was focused on the hybrid children the whole time. I was a side thing. Like I'm having a phone call, but I'm watching a movie and watching my grandkids at the same time. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You know, their focus was divided. Now they have that ability, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going through that transcript because I thought it was fascinating.
Yes.
Fun and good times. And I do have a joke for you guys. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
I don't know if you're familiar with Emo Phillips, but he is one of those individuals who has the surprise endings to his jokes, those coming out of left field. But one of my favorite jokes of his is, I caught my wife in bed with another man. I was crushed. I said, get off me, you two.
Okay.
Literally crushed, right?
Yeah, he's got some strange ones. Like I was walking down the street and something caught my eye and dragged it 20 feet. Like, oh.
Oh,
How?
Yeah, he likes those reverse endings. They just don't go where you might expect them to go. So him and Stephen Wright are like that.